Last time we were discussing the idea of bringing some sort of event together with people with disabilities, putting, the word out that we would like to start something to bring attention to the Medicaid cuts that are coming in the BBB, the Big Beautiful Bill, um, and how devastating that's going to be to, anyone who has a disability and relies on any kind of Medicaid or TennCare service.
Okay. Okay. Well, one thing, I did speak with Mindy from the Senior Caucus, and there was a general consensus between the two of us actually that maybe the Senior Caucus uh, could help. We're kind of understaffed.
That's a group of people that these cuts affect.
Yeah.
Certainly, yeah.
And there's a lot of overlap. And actually, it's funny that you guys mentioned that. That's uh, the last year in 2024, around July, the organization, the State Department, DIDD, the Department of Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities, that most of what I do is under. They handle people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, but they were combined with some other agencies that also handled any kind of senior care and things like that in the state. So now it's they've become DDA, which is the Department of Disability and Aging. So it's an all-encompassing, service provide like government agency helping people with disabilities and age-related issues.
Gosh, I didn't even know that. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it works.
Well, it affects a lot of people. I mean,
Mhm.
goodness gracious. I think I've told y'all we have a son who Medicaid pays for his Medicare, and it will be devastating to him if he doesn't have that help. Because he would have to pay for it himself, and he just really can't do that. So,
Most people can't.
Has anyone seen the Senate version of the bill that they just released yesterday?
No, I've only heard a little bit that the cuts are even worse.
Is that the amended bill, Jonah?
I mean, it's from yesterday, so yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the Senate version actually has more cuts to Medicaid.
Right, yeah.
That's what I had heard, yeah.
yeah, I heard that too. And I've got to tell you, I'm probably not as well schooled on it as I should be, because I see people, and when I post something on Facebook, they'll come at me and say, it's not going to cut anybody.
Oh, I get that all the time. I post
Yeah.
stuff and people are like, you should get a job.
Jeez.
Yeah, well,
They tell you that?
Yes, me.
Yeah.
Well, what? Yeah, I mean, you're relying on Medicaid, right?
Yes.
Or are you?
Yes, I mean,
Yes.
I have Medicaid, and I mean, I will need it. And
certainly.
they don't realize that. I mean, they tell me that it's not going to affect people like me. God, nothing to worry about.
It's not. That is
And
not.
they
That
say
is not
it's
true.
taking the abuse out, and they're, but that's not true.
But I mean, they are increasing the work requirements. People with disabilities will be kicked off the rolls. I mean, like again, the Congressional Budget Office has already said it's going to be like, what different estimates we've had throughout this process have been somewhere between like 7.5 million to now it's like upwards of maybe 15.5 million, somewhere in that region, 15.3. Like it depends. Like
Are
we
you
don't
talking
know.
about people?
Yeah, get cut off. Yeah, lose their insurance, and then that also includes the portions of the folks who get their Medicaid through, through to TennCare, but through
State funded.
the ACA too, like because there's a portion of the ACA
I read something about that.
What was that, Donna?
There's changes to Medicare in it also.
Oh yeah, no, the whole
sure.
it restructures Medicare. It makes it very much more difficult to get it and to maintain it.
Yeah,
And
you have to maintain it. It costs more to have it, and there's all kinds of changes to it.
So, hey, Jonah, if I can, so just based on what I know about the system, so like, so if you don't mind me asking a little more personal things, if you're okay with that, like, so your chair and your equipment, are those things that are funded through Medicaid, through TennCare?
Yes, it's actually through the Clover Bottom.
Okay, yeah. The
So,
seating and positioning clinic over there.
yes, that's
Yeah.
where I had to go.
So that's another thing that's, the equipment that Jonah is relying on, including your device that you use for that tracks the eye motion. Was that also funded through them?
Yes, that was funded through TennCare.
Okay, yeah. So basically everything that Jonah is using to,
Everything
you
I
know,
rely on.
yeah, everything he relies on is funded through these programs, and that is all being threatened with being cut.
Helps me to maintain my quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay.
Now, how is that fair?
That's being threatened.
Yep.
Jonah, you have caregivers, right?
Yes, actually, so cutting Medicaid would also defund TennCare, which pays for my home health nurses. So we would lose that completely.
What would that mean?
Well, I mean, that would mean my mom's left here by herself to take care of me and my brother. And it's a tremendous help. I was diagnosed at 5 years old with DMD, or Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And it affects all the muscles in my body, my arms. I can't move my arms or my legs. So I've been wheelchair bound ever since then. And cutting back funding for Medicaid will be devastating for the disabled community as a whole.
You got to think too. We're also the industries, these humanities, the social services they're chronically underfunded, right? They always have been. They always will be. And then you're taking, like these services that already need to be built up. You're taking the small amount of money that you're giving them, and you're taking even that away. Again, like the federal, the TennCare relies on, what is it? It's 1/3 from the state and 2/3 from federal money. So if that federal money is gone, you're working with 1/3 of what we have now, which is already not enough.
So just with my neuromuscular disability alone, 1 in 3,500 boys are diagnosed with DMD.
And is it always boys?
Yes, it's always in men, rarely in women. The mother is the carrier.
Oh, okay.
Me and my brother are the first in the family to have had DMD.
So your brother does as well.
Yes, we were both diagnosed.
And he's there at your house.
Yes,
And how old is your brother?
he is 18.
So, Jonah, so your brother is dependent on Medicaid as well.
Yes, he's on Medicaid as well.
My
Yes.
goodness.
Needs it even more than I do. He's on a breathing machine, a CPAP machine 24/7.
That's one of those things that's just it's harrowing to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you going to take that away from people? I mean, literally, you rely on it to live, to breathe, and that's what they want to take away.
They want to take the funding that helps support that.
Yeah.
But that's what that will end up doing.
Absolutely.
Well,
Not
we
an
need to do,
But
And this is to make people richer, rich people richer.
Yeah, it's to implement the tax cuts that Trump wanted in his first term, or to make them permanent.
And to that point, I mean, it will add more, it will damage the economy more,
Yep,
yeah.
sure will.
Mm-hmm.
not less.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. It's like I said earlier, a lot of the people that I work with, that I help support, they work, you know?
They'll,
Like,
they'll lose their
Right.
jobs. Nurses, caregivers.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, not only, yeah, I mean, it's going to be devastating for the people who support the people that we work with, but it's also going to be, you know, you have people out in the community who have disabilities who they just need some help to do jobs, to actually work, and
Yeah.
they're out there doing it, and there will be no employment services to help them. There will be no transportation, no staff to drive them back and forth to work. You know, no staff to help them, you know, make their grocery lists and bills and get all their regular funding. You know, only you know hours out. We're talking hours a week. You help somebody out, and it means the world to them. You know.
Well, we have got to get the message out about this because
Yeah, we need to
this
get
has
to
been a
work.
profound discussion,
Mhm.
profound, and
Yeah.
uh,
Literally life and death.
literally life and death.